My question is, would you clarify vision and real vision? I'm having some difficulty separating from future-oriented happening.
I'm sorry. This is me, Paul. The difference between vision and
Real vision, or is it the same?
real.
Real.
Oh, real vision.
Yeah, real vision. And I cannot, I'm having difficulty of separating, in the future happening or future-oriented sense. And for me, it's easy to let go of past, but it's more difficult to let go of future, or. So when I learn about vision
well,
or
future vision is really mostly fear, isn't it?
Yes. And when
so it isn't really future vision that needs to be dealt with. It's fear, and fear is happening now. And fear is a choice. You can also make the choice for love. You can make the choice for peace. You can make the choice for joy. And so what it really boils down to is a matter of self-discipline. How am I going to use my mind today? Am I going to use it to become preoccupied and fixated on fear? Fear of anything. Fear of what's going on in the moment. Am I going to let my mind be preoccupied with fear? Or am I going to give my attention elsewhere? It says in the Bible that God hath not given you the spirit of fear. If God hasn't given it to you, then not only are you not required to engage in it, it also isn't real. It's an imaginative use of the mind that's based on nothing actual. You have the choice to give your attention elsewhere. You turn on the TV, and there is a horrible movie on. You have the choice to change the channel, don't you? You have the choice to turn the TV off and put on some lovely music. You have the choice, and you really have the obligation to govern your environment the way you want it. So, how are you going to govern the environment of your mind? Oh, it's easy to say, oh, this place is a mess, I don't like it, and clean it up. But we seldom realize that the mess that's going on in our mind is something we're responsible for, doing something about, and getting in there and cleaning it up. And you clean it up many times by simply making another choice, giving your attention in another place. Oh, but if I don't give this my attention, I won't be prepared for these fearful things. Well, you know what? The fearful things you're worried about happening won't get well taken care of when they arrive, because you're going to be worrying and fearful about the things 6 months further on, and you're not going to be available to deal with the now you're in that you were worried about 6 months before. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you use some self-discipline and choose where you're going to give your attention, and you stop giving your attention to that which is fearful and anxiety producing, you're going to be in your peace now. And anything that happens now, you're going to be available to deal with from your peace, and therefore with clarity and sanity, you see. So forget about the future. It isn't future vision that's the problem. It's the choice to not be self-disciplined and to govern how you're going to use your mind in the moment you're in.
Yes, that practicing the present choice that lightened me a great deal, but still at work situation, just when I needed, just remembering what what I'm choosing is. It's still difficult, moment by moment, I wish I could have, step back, and think more, but I need instant decision making, moment by moment, and then my critical thinking in medical, fashion, it's just
I'm going to tell
sickening.
you that your critical thinking gets in the way of your spontaneous intelligence.
Yes, I realize that. And
so you must dare to value your spontaneous intelligence more and act on it with appreciation. And to hell with whether you've done the perfect thing. You're not stupid.
I feel like stupid sometimes.
I understand, but as I said, don't get preoccupied with it.
It's not me, but fear of, being judged.
Oh, yes, so that's your God.
Yeah.
That you're going to worship and bow down to. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
What will they think?
Part of mine is I want to be content with my profession, and
Then you had better engage in your profession from within you rather than from everybody else's judgments about what you ought to be doing.
Yes.
The interesting thing is that others will expect you to yield to them. They will expect you to, and if you do, they won't respect you for it. You know what? It doesn't matter what they think, and you've got to be, from your spontaneous, self-respectable intelligence, and let the chips fall where they may. And when you stop feeling guilty for it, your others are going to stop complaining about it, because they'll know they have no foothold in you for control. They'll know you're not going to stand there and take it, and so they'll stop.
Am I putting myself in difficult spot?
Excuse me, I meant what I said. So that's your God. Let's be very practical here. Is that the God you want to worship? Other people's expectations?
No.
Other people's judgment? Then stop doing it. Realize that you're making a God out of their opinion, and that you're serving a false God, and stop doing it. Because the moment you do, you're out of your integrity. The moment you do it, you're out of your integrity. And the moment you do it and you're out of your integrity, you will lose their respect, even though you could say to them, well, I just did what you said. How many gods are you going to have? Thou shalt have no other gods before me, meaning the real God. Don't let this get too complicated. It's not more complicated than that. What God are you going to serve? Your mind makes it more complicated. Well, what about this and what about that? Irrelevant.
A long time ago, I decided, I choose peace instead of right or wrong. That.
How about peace instead of fear?
Yes.
Too.
Peace, but fear still, it's just crippling me some way.
No, you're crippling yourself by choosing to give your unquestioned attention to it and not using self-discipline. And you can just stop. You really can just stop. When it starts up in your mind, give your attention to something else. Say, get thee behind me. Say, shut up in your mind. And then consciously give your attention to something else. Whether it's cleaning the copy machine or straightening up your desk or whatever it might be, give your focused attention to something else. Fear is not a presence. It doesn't present itself to you. You pick it up and you imagine it.
Part of the problem is I keep thinking that I'm dealing with somebody else's patient. I don't want to ignore their needs or
but
with things at home, I choose more and more. I choose peace and God. But at work, it's difficult. But I am doing it. But I'm just impatient. Whether
persist.
Yes, I know that persist.
Yes, you do. And it is really inconsistent with your nature for you to be preoccupied with the opinions of others. You're no wimp. You're no pushover. Don't play the part of a fearful lady. Insecure. You're not insecure. You within yourself are not an insecure person. Now get hold of yourself, girl.
That must be my vision.
Persist, as I said.
Thank you.
And when things begin to be a little tense or intense at work, remember to breathe. It will not draw attention to you, but remember to breathe in and breathe out slowly. Deep inhales and long exhales. It's very pacifying. It's very relaxing. It's something you can give your attention to for the space of 30 seconds. You don't have to go into the restroom to do it, or some private place. And just remember to choose for your peace. And breathe. I said that you need to honor your spontaneous intelligence. You need to honor yourself. Well, I meant it. And give up being impatient.
It's easy to say.
Well, what I hear you saying is, it's not easy to do. Now, that's a word you're giving to it.
That's right.
It isn't because it's true that it's not easy to do, but you're giving the word, and then you're putting your commitment behind the word that you're giving. You know what? It's going to feel irresponsible to disregard fear. Isn't that silly? It's irresponsible to disregard fear. Wow. It's intelligent to disregard fear because it disables you. Correct? And when you disregard it and you're in your peace, you're not disabled. There's nothing productive about fear and engaging in it. There is nothing productive. It immobilizes you, doesn't it? Well, stop doing it. And it is that easy. There's no payoff for engaging in fear. If there's no payoff, stop doing it. Spontaneously stop doing it. Be totally irresponsible and give your attention to your peace and dealing with whatever's in front of you from your peace. That's intelligent. That's responsible. And that's what's going to make today a better day. And then when you're doing it tomorrow, it will make tomorrow a better day. And when you're doing it 6 months from now, it'll make that day a better day. Fear is an absolutely useless use of your mind. Take it off the menu. And if you don't succeed, remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. And you know what? If everyone around you is running around with intensity and fear, you don't have to join them. It isn't going to help the situation to join them. And if anything, they're in need of the good company of one who's in her peace.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Yeah, and other thing, I really express.
I just want to remind you again, you must ask yourself, what God are you going to serve?
Oh, that I don't have any doubt about it. Yeah.
Well, don't let fear be your God that you're going to serve,
I will.
or the opinions of others. Okay, because God is the very integrity of you. God is the very presence of the spontaneous intelligence I was talking about. Okay, continue.
And I really want to express my gratitude about your love. My prayer before I come to here was, experience oneness with you. And I really experienced, Father's love today. And
Well, remember that I'm with you and the Father is with you every moment that you're at work. Now there's a place to put your attention.
Thank you for practical.
You are welcome. Hands. In the back. Raise your hand so she can see.
Hi, Raj.
Good afternoon.
Well, on a practical note, I've been having to shift a lot of gears lately and rather fast with little sleep because I have a night shift that I'm working. So being fuzzy right now, I'm looking at having some help from you to see about these upcoming changes. And they involve housing and transportation and the income to get out of one place and into another and have the way to do it. And although I don't want you to necessarily predict the future, could you help me feel how to be on the beam while this is happening?
By realizing that this happening is not outside the grasp and the beneficent support of your Father. And that everything that is necessary to these changes, because they are in order, will have the support they need to come to fruition. And I encourage you to constantly be inviting the influx of the Father's perspective regarding the accomplishment of all of these things. It's important for you to realize that these things, if they are happening for your fulfillment, not for your depletion. As I said earlier before you arrived, just a moment. Just a moment. As I said earlier before you arrived, God is love. And letting in the experience of God's love allows you to have an experience of the renewing of your mind, in which it becomes clear to you that you are lovable and therefore innocent. And that the transformation of your mind, the renewing of your mind that occurs will uncover the blessing of the love that the Father is giving you in the most practical of terms. What is happening cannot possibly be to your disadvantage because you haven't managed to slip through the cracks and somehow get outside of God's love. or somehow get outside the function of your being, which is to be the presence of God, the presence of His love, and your capacity to extend it. So, I invite you to expect miraculous evidences of your needs being met through this change that will not involve stress, that will not involve frustration or the toleration of them, but that will identify that you are the holy daughter of God, whose birthright it is to have everything that meets your need in the most practical of terms. I cannot put it any more simply than that.
That works for me. I would add, if you don't mind, you made a comment about my enduring the current employment situation for as long as I can. I've been doing that, and I have been not only willing, but I've been enjoying it, even against what seem to be the odds that rise up. Is that still the case? I mean, is it still appropriate to remain in that position, even though it doesn't really look like it would suit the need of the upcoming expenses? And it's taxing enough not to leave room for another job along beside it. But I'm willing to expect that what will show up will be obvious.
That is good. Stay with this job until the next step appears, as long as you are able to endure it. And be grateful for it.
I am.
While it provides the opportunity for the next step to unfold. You're not in the wrong place.
Well, I didn't feel that, but I did feel that because of the what it requires of me, that it leaves little reserves for being out there available to something replacing it that may be more appropriate. In other words, I feel that's why I'm asking you this question for help, is because it seems to me like there's just so little left over to deal with anything else. So I'm just hoping that what does follow presents itself very
I
obviously.
promise you that the Father will find a way to meet you right in the middle of your circumstances.
Even sleep deprived.
Even sleep deprived, yes. That's where you need the answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be there for you.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. Hands. On the sofa here, or the chair.
I'd like to know how I could be God's emissary on this planet with the following frustration. I'm really not liking President Bush and what he represents.
Well, are you wanting to be his emissary or the
No,
Father's?
God's emissary. How?
Yeah, there are a lot of other people equally unlikable, I'm sure.
Right, to
And
continue
what does that have to do with your being an emissary of God?
To continue on
And
that line is...
who are you to be an emissary for God for? Those that you like?
No, no, I'm not going there actually.